This Jack in the Not Trailer Studio. We got Winston for you today doing a poem called The Cremation of Sam McGee.
Story is a poem by Robert Service. It's about the Klondike Gold Rush era up in the Yukon Territory in Canada. It's one of Robert Service's most famous poems. It's The Cremation of Sam McGee. Now, Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows. Why he left his home in the South to roam round the pole, God only knows. He was always cold, but this land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell. Though he'd often say in his homely way, I'd sooner live in hell. 'Twas on a Christmas day we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail. Talk of your cold. Through the parka's fold it stabbed like a driven nail. If our eyes we'd close, then the lashes froze till sometimes we couldn't see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. And that very night, as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, and the dogs were fed, and the stars overhead were dancing heel and toe, he turns to me and, Cap, says he, I'll cash in this trip, I guess, and if I do, I'm asking that you won't refuse my last request. Well, he seemed so low that I couldn't say no. Then he says with a sort of a moan, It's accursed cold, and it's got right hold till I'm chilled clean through to the bone. Yet 'tain't being dead. It's my awful dread of the icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear that foul or fair, you'll cremate my last remains. Well, a pal's last need is a thing to heed, so I swore I would not fail. At the streak of dawn we started on, but God, he looked ghastly pale. He crouched on his sleigh, and he raved all day of his home in Tennessee. And before nightfall, a corpse was all that was left of Sam McGee. There wasn't a breath in that land of death as I hurried, horror-driven, with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh, and it seemed to say, You may tax your brawn and brains, but you promised true, and it's up to you to cremate my last remains. Now, a promise made is a debt unpaid, and a trail has its own stern code. In the days to come, though my lips were dumb, in my heart how I cursed that load. And in the long, long nights, by the lone firelights, while the huskies round in a ring, oh, left their woes to the homeless snows. God, how I loathed that thing. And every day that quiet clay seemed to heavier and heavier grow. Yet on I went, though the dogs were spent and the grub was getting low. The trail was bad, and I felt half mad, but I swore I would not give in. I'd often sing to the hateful thing, and I hearkened with a grin. Till we came to the marge of Lake Labarge, and a derelict there lay. It was jammed in the ice, but I saw in a trice it was called the Alice May. I looked at it, and I thought a bit. Then I looked at my frozen chum. Then here, said I, with a sudden cry, is my crematorium. Some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found lying around, and I heaped the fuel higher. The flames just soared, and the furnace roared with a blaze you'd seldom see. Then I burrowed a hole in the glowing coals, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. Then I made a hike, for I didn't like to hear him sizzle so. The heavens scowled, and the huskies howled, and the wind began to blow. It was icy cold, but the hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, and I don't know why. And the greasy smoke in an inky cloak came streaking down the sky. Now I don't know for how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear, but the stars came out and danced about. Ere again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but bravely said, I'll just take a peek inside. I guess he's cooked. It's time I looked. Then the doors I opened wide. And there sat Sam looking cool and calm in the heart of the furnace roar. He wore a smile you could see a mile, and he said, "Please close that door. It's fine in here, but I greatly fear you'll let in the cold and storm. Since I left Plumtree down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm." Yes, there are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights, they've seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake Labarge when I cremated Sam McGee.
And that was Winston Moore. Remember, here's the address. If you need us, give us an email. We'd love to hear from you. Bye now.